welcome again. Of course, we are in Victoria Falls for the annual CGI conference. All roads lead to Victoria Falls for the next 2 or 3 days, and the conference is under Attaining Vision 2030, Chartered Governance and Accounting Professionals, Catalysts for Economic Transformation. I'm now joined by the president of CGI, Jonathan Dube. Jonathan, thank you for speaking to us. Now, just briefly, can you just give us a brief history of CGI Zimbabwe? Where is it coming from? And also, I suppose, more importantly, the role it plays in corporate governance within the country.
Thank you. CGI has evolved. It started off as chartered secretaries and administrators in Zimbabwe under a royal charter. Then we evolved to become Chartered Governance and Accountants Institute in Zimbabwe. We celebrated our 50th anniversary right here 2 years ago. So the emphasis basically was to move away from the thinking that we are secretaries as those that are sitting on a typewriter and taking on notes, but to be champions of governance and accountants, which contribute positively to the success of organizations. So it is an institute that trains chartered governance accountants, chartered governance professionals and accountants professionals. And we are found in Harare as well as in Bulawayo.
Now, corporate governance is one area, but of course that encompasses a lot of issues. It encompasses ethics, transparency, these issues that are fundamental to ensuring great corporate governance. Speak a little bit about that and the role that this can do in nation building and creating economic transformation.
So you'll find that, Andy, long back, even the times of Adam Smith, 2 centuries ago, when he spoke about the wealth of economies, the idea was to look at the bottom line, to look at the numbers that a company or an institute or an entity is producing, then they are happy about them if it is profitable. So the coming in of governance now is to say, should we continue to look at numbers? We are now looking at a wider spectrum of the business operations. It takes into account the social issues, governance issues. When we're talking governance issues, we are looking at how is the entity being run from the board level up to the bottom line. So governance side are those softer issues that were not being looked into prior when everyone else was just interested in the figures. So you find that now we are looking at issues to do with ESG, where we are saying, whatever we are producing, whatever we are doing, is it sustainable? Do we have a future? We are now looking at the future generation. What we are producing today is obviously going to end at some point. So governance now looks at the whole business spectrum, looking at other softer issues, and started off with what they called triple P, that's profit, people, and planet. When you're making your profit, are you making it with the people in mind? Are you making it with the planet, which is your environment in mind, and the profit itself, which then sustains the business going forward?
Now, of course, the theme of the conference here in Victoria Falls, Attaining Vision 2030, Chartered Governance and Accounting Professionals, Catalysts for Economic Transformation. That's interesting. You've linked in your organization, CGI, the corporate governance profession, and you've linked it into Vision 2030. Why?
Thank you, Andy. The thing here about catalysts to economic transformation, we do have policy on the other side, we do have production on the other side, but we need mediating roles. The mediating role is now the governance professionals that are playing this mediating role. They are looking at, say, when the policies are being pronounced, how do we achieve what we want to achieve? So we have to link this conference to that particular theme where we want to achieve Vision 2030 as enunciated by the government, in that we are going to be rolling over from where we are today to achieve the upper middle income society by 2030. So as professionals, our mind is focused on ensuring that whatever policies have been set are then put in place. And I think the other thing that I did not mention in my previous presentation is to do with integrity. We are now living in a very small world where things are happening instantly. And for us to remain as a nation that is going to achieve what we've set ourselves, we need to be talking about integrity. And that part of integrity is found in governance. It's not just about numbers anymore, but it's about governance. So as professionals, we stand in between policy and production. So achievement of the policy, we are going to catalyze through the trainings that we do, the engagements that we do with various governments and private institutions, our own members that are already participating in the production or in the processes that are there in entities.
Jonathan Dube, President CGI Zimbabwe, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Andy. All the best. Enjoy the conference.